Symbiosis. Living things live together in relationships called symbiosis. There are three different types of symbiotic relationships: parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. Parasitism is a relationship where one organism is going to benefit and the other is harmed. It's different from predator-prey because it usually does not kill the organism that it feeds on. It gives you some examples: fleas, leeches, worms, and mites. If you've ever had a pet have fleas or ticks, that is a parasitic relationship. The flea and the tick is benefiting, and the animal is being harmed. Mutualism is where both species benefit. So it gives you a couple examples. From the desert giant, the relationship between the saguaro and the long-nosed bat is an example of mutualism. They are both benefiting. As you sit in the classroom, you are also participating in mutualism. So inside of your large intestine is E. coli, which is a bacteria. It helps you to break down your food that mammals cannot digest. The bacteria gets the food and a place to live, and we also benefit from getting our food broken down. So mutualism, both are benefiting. Here's another example of a hippo, and you can see the birds on the hippos. They are eating the bugs off the hippo. So it's keeping various bugs off of the hippo, and they're also getting food. So both are benefiting. The next is commensalism, a relationship where one species benefits and the other species is neither harmed or helped. So here's an example of an elf owl creating a small hole for a nest in the cactus. So the owl is getting shelter. It does not help or harm the cactus. So that is commensalism. Another example are these barnacles on the whale. The barnacles are having a place to live and a place to eat. Does not help or harm the whale. So commensalism, one is benefiting, the other one is neither helped or harmed. All right, so we're going to look at a couple examples. Here is a shark and remora. The shark provides transportation while the remora feeds on the shark and kills parasites. So both are benefiting in this. It's killing parasites for the shark, and then the remora is getting transportation and food. So this one would be mutualism. Both are benefiting. Moth lay eggs and pollinates the flower. So the flower is getting pollination from the moth, and the moth is getting a place to lay her eggs. So this is mutualism as well. All right, competition and invasive species. Competition is a little bit different. In competition, one host or organism is not feeding off of another one. They're competing for the resources in the area. So native species are species that normally live in that area or in that community. Non-native species are species that are living outside of its native region. So these have arrived by humans bringing them over, or accidentally picking up some seeds and taking them. Not every non-native species, so not every species that does not originally come from the area is going to be invasive. If it is invasive, that means that it has a negative effect on that habitat that it's not originally from. So it gives you some examples. The emerald ash borer, the insect on the left, it has killed millions of ash trees in the Midwest and has recently been found in Pennsylvania. So this was not native to that area, and it is starting to negatively affect the plant life there. The next is the Japanese stilt grass. Becomes established on recently distributed areas, and it outcompetes the native plants, reducing biodiversity. So if something is negatively affecting the area and it's not native to that area, it's called an invasive species. So they have a few common characteristics. They have few natural predators, competitors, parasites, or diseases because they're not originally from that area. They have a high reproductive rate, again, because nothing is eating them. They live long lives. They are generalist and pioneer species. So here again is the Japanese stilt grass. It lives in a wide variety of habitats. They produce hundreds of seeds. The seeds can be transported long distances. They reproduce on their own or asexually. And people can spread stilt grass by carrying the seeds on their shoes. So this has been brought over to an area that it's not originally, so it is not native, and it is starting to negatively affect the other plant life in that area. So you can see it is starting to take over plants in that area, and it is reducing food availability for wildlife. So if it is negatively affecting the area it is not native to, it's called an invasive species.